All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another video at EXP Unleashed. My name is Andy Huynh, and I am honored today to be joined by my good friend, David Lam, 3 times icon agent at EXP Realty. Today, David will be sharing with us his first experience with EXP Realty and also what an icon agent is. So please stay tuned. David, welcome back to my channel. It's great to have you join us at our EXP Unleashed community.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. David, why don't you start by sharing with our viewers what your experience is with real estate and also what your journey is that led you to EXP and why you decided to join EXP, and a little bit about the Icon Agent program.
Oh boy, wow, that's a lot there, but I'm going to try to keep it as concise as possible. My journey, well, you know what, I would have to start with when I first got licensed, and this happened back in 2017, and I was licensed with one of the RE/MAX's office here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So that's just for those who's watching outside of Canada. I was there for almost a year. And I did half a dozen deals there at RE/MAX. I was actually very, very happy with that result, considering that there were no formal training. There's no proper website that helped me capture leads or generate leads. There's no CRM system. Basically, anything I need or if anything I want, I have to pay extra for it on top of the fees that I have to pay. So considering all that, I think I did pretty good. I knew that going to my second year, I need to start to invest in those tools that I need to, in order for me, an agent like myself, in that market at the time, to double my production. So my goal was, hey, second year, let's double it up to exit and get a dozen deals out on my second year. So that was my goal. And I have to say, even though I didn't receive any formal training except for what I paid for myself, I must say I was very, very lucky to have you and Joe there because you guys were my rock. You guys were basically my supporting pillars. So, but on that note, though, I need to give a quick shout out here to you, Andy, and hey guys. This host here, Andy Huynh, he got the greatest business mind that you can in a person that you've ever met for his age. A heart of gold. Everything that he's offering to you guys right now through this channel is, luckily for me, is exactly what I've been receiving for the last decade or two. So thank you so much, Andy, for being there for me. But to you all, if you ever need a real estate buddy, give him a call. He meant it when he says that, in his previous video, where say, hey, if you need someone to call him. Okay. But I mentioned Joe earlier as well, my second pillar that support my career since day one. Was Joe. So for those who Joe Tove, he's my mentor, and he's the one who introduced me to EXP. So this guy changed my life. Okay, I actually thank him every time I see him. I thank him every time he calls me or I call him. The first thing I say would, instead of hello, how are you, is like, hey, thanks, Joe. Right. So it's just the inside thing that we have for each other. But I was very lucky that it was Joe who introduced EXP to me, because if it was anybody else, I wouldn't have made the move, because really at that time, EXP was so new, and everything sounds so good to be true also. But you know what? I went with my gut feeling because I trusted Joe as well. So, this also explains to why a lot of you might not want to join EXP, because it just sounds too good to be true, or maybe not the right person approached you yet, or you haven't heard about EXP properly from someone who you trust, right? So, but I knew Joe would not lead me astray. Okay. Plus, I knew that hey, if for some reason it didn't work, I could always go back to Remax or to any other brokerage and continue my real estate career. So that's pretty much how I got introduced to EXP.
So yeah, great. No, David, when you actually transitioned over to EXP, were you worried about what your clients thought, or what might happen since you left a big brand brokerage such as Remax?
Yes, you know what? It was such a big shift, and obviously, I thought about it. I was actually quite worried about it, and it was one thing that I need to make sure of, because all I can think of right now is, okay, if that's really good for me, but is it good for my client? Because they are the one who has to be okay with this, right? So I what I did was I actually reached out to all of my clients, and at the time I think I had about maybe 4 or 5 listings, not a whole lot, obviously, because it was my first year. And I reach out to every single one of my listing client and say, hey, we're going to be switching over to a different brokerage. Really, nothing really going to change, except for the sign in front. It's probably it's not going to say Remax anymore. And the only question they ask is, are you going to be the one still helping me? And that really, light up the light bulb inside my head and say, you know what? Maybe something I was worried about is not really the issue, because the client hired me, not the brokerage. So it helped me understand that it doesn't matter where you go, what brokerage you're at, what color of banner you're flying. It's you are the one who serves your client, not the brokerage. So for I guess my advice for those who are still holding back because you think the brokerage brand gonna bring you business or help you in any other way, I'm sure it does at a certain point, but ask your client. They know it best, and they're gonna tell you that they will follow wherever you go, because they know you are the one who's going to look after them. So I'm glad you asked that question. That's probably going to help out a lot of agents making that shift. If that happened to be the only one thing that's holding them back, right? So
that's actually very, very good, because on another video I specifically talk about branding. Does branding actually matter so much in real estate? And I think you hit the nail on the head with that comment. Definitely clients are working with you, and they want to make sure that you're the one that they like, know, and trust. Obviously, the brokerage or the branding that you stand behind, has to be credible as well and reputable. But aside from that, they trust you and they want you to look after their needs.
Exactly. But that was my worry back then, because EXP was so new, and also so new in Edmonton. But right now, man, we're worldwide. We're over 13 countries and 71,000 agents now. Back then, when you and I were thinking about making the switch over, it was only around 3,500 agents. So we actually grew 50 agents. There are literally 50 agents sign up to EXP every day since we first started. That's
daily,
amount of numbers. So I mean, it's just a matter of when the viewers, if you're not with EXP yet, like, what's holding you back? Because they're literally every day since 4 years ago, since I started with EXP, almost 50 agents join EXP every day, and that's include Christmas and holidays. So,
right.
But my second year, which is my first year at EXP, again, my goal did not change. And I knew that I have KV Core, which is the CRM that EXP provide to all agents for free. It's part of your is part of your, I guess, tech fee, as they call it. But you get, when you sign up, you get a free website and also CRM tool, and they worked together. So I knew, and that was exactly what I need, a good website that actually useful, not just for my client, but for me too, to funnel in all the leads and generate any leads, any amount of leads I want. It's crazy. And you know what? I knew with that, and combined with the free training that we get in EXP World, back then, there were about 24 hours per week being recorded if you can't attend it live. And these courses are being taught by icon agents. Like, we talk about top producers in the brokerage, North America wide, now it's worldwide, teaching their best practices. And I was able to absorb that information, that all those knowledge, and apply to my business, and use my CRM, and also the website that actually helped me generate leads, or allow me to generate leads. And I knew I could hit my target. I knew I could double my production on my second year because of all this. But you know what? I ended up finished my second year, which is my first year at EXP, at 31 transactions, actually 37 transactions.
Wow.
And that's more than 6x. That's more than 6 times of my previous year production. And it's all because of what EXP provided to me. Obviously not discounting your support, Andy, and also my mentor, Joe Tovey.
Wow. Wow. I'm super stoked to hear that, like 6xing your performance prior to, your involvement in EXP. I know that's very fascinating, also very inspiring, because everyone's journey in real estate is different, but considering how long you've actually only been in real estate to achieve this kind of success, I'm sure it rivals some of the real estate agents out there that have been perhaps in the business for 10, 20, even 30 years in the business, right? So I want to just give you a huge congrats on that. Everything that I've taught you or have shared with you, key thing that key takeaway is you've taken that information, you leveraged it, and you made it your own, right? So that's the huge part about this community, is to kind of learn from each other, masterminding. We want to see each other succeed, because we're not competitors to each other. We're, collaborators. So I'm super happy to have, you achieve this kind of success and kind of be consistent with it. So the next thing I wanted to kind of ask you is, and I think the key topic of today's video is more on the Icon Agent program. Okay. And I just want you to share a little bit about, how that program, what that program basically is, and how you benefited from that. Can you share a little bit about that? And then I'll go on and ask you more specific questions regarding the program.
No problem. So, you know what, just talk about the benefit of being an icon, and as an icon agent or as EXP agent, we all know this. So if you are already an icon, you probably want to hit icon again. If you are not yet an icon, what's holding you back? Really, that's all I'm saying. And because the benefits is not, you're not going to find it anywhere else. And basically the benefit allow you to do exactly what you would have done at any other brokerages, but you just would not get these benefits. So this, now for those who are still thinking, hey, should I make the move? Make the move already, seriously. But here, I'm going to tell you, okay? And everything that I'm telling you about how to hit icon, you don't have to change a thing once you come over. You could do the same production if you are doing the production to help you reach icon. The perks is this. The major perk is you get your whole amount of your cap, which is $16,000, back to you. So EXP will give back to you in form of a company stock. And when you see that, your whole cap you earn back is like being on 100% commission right from the start. Where do you find a brokerage that would offer you that? Nowhere except for EXP. And you know what, best yet, stock has been, if there's some time here, I can definitely show you some detail in how that really changed my life. but just to have that back in stock and have it grown, exponentially, it's mind-boggling, and there's no reason why it should be kept secret. I mean, this is the first time I ever publicly share my numbers, but I felt it's the right time, because I want more and more agents to know about how good this program is. Other smaller perks, but still very, very, I guess, valuable to me, is that I get recognized as one of the major contributor to the company's growth. Mm-hmm. So every deal I do, I know it's going towards my company. Okay, and also being icon also dwarf the mentality of the haters out there saying, "Oh, EXP agents only they don't do production. They only focus on recruiting." Well, you know what? Every brokerage needs two sides of the coin to grow. You need someone to do production, and you need someone to recruit. The conventional the conventional brokerages, I'm sure they hire one or two, like that's all they do is recruiting. Mm-hmm. I get texts and DMs all the time from other recruiters, from other brokerages all the time too. Say, "Hey, you want to come over? This is what we're offering you." It's just as annoying as people are saying what EXP recruiter is doing right now. So, so for me, for the last 4 solid years, I know that I'm and being recognized as one of the major contributor to the company's growth in terms of production. And I'm very, very proud of that. And another thing too is I get opportunity to give back to the company and to my fellow agents. Like I get to train and teach others in the world. Like some of the courses that are being recorded will be taught by me. And you know what? You don't have to do that, but it's something that's important to me to give back, right? Now, there's another side of thing that improved my business too, is there's an icon to icon referral network. And this happens now globally, because icon, we get to communicate to each other when we see each other at conventions. And also we have our own group chat as well, so where we mastermind with each other. But then we also know that we could trust another icon to take care of our own client if our client happened to be needing a service in the market that I'm not servicing yet, and I know another icon. Boom, I can trust that icon take care of my clients, and likewise they would send me business and referral that way as well. So it's been part of my success as well in terms of my numbers. And I guess another small thing is the special recognition at the company's function as well. Mm-hmm. has also been really nice.
Wow, you've actually touched on quite a few points that I've picked up on that I'm sure the audience would love to hear, right? Because traditionally, as you've mentioned, that traditional business or brokerage model that, you pay fees as an agent, and a lot of times you never see those fees back. And at EXP, the company rewards top producing agents such as yourself, and incentivizes you to produce even more and to, seek further success in your own business and to provide a company stock to agents. I think that is very, very genius of the company to do, because not only is a retention tool, but at the same time, it gets you a piece of the pie, right? That's really the key thing here, because you have now stake in the company. So it's very, very smart of them to do it that way. And now that you want to obviously see the company succeed, and you want to contribute to the growth of the company, which you mentioned, right? And I'm on the same page with you, bro. I hate it when agents just recruit and approach it in a way where it's very annoying and very aggressive, right? There is definitely a time and place to do it. There's obviously a proper way of doing it, But I think that first has to be with the numbers that you're producing, that you're selling real estate, because that's the name of the game, right? You want to service your client. You want to serve your client at the end of the day with their real estate needs, and with that, as a additional revenue stream or as an opportunity that that EXP offers, you may or may not want to look at the program of agent attraction, right? It's not an absolute must, but it's something there at least is an opportunity for you versus, at another brokerage. So I really appreciate the insight with that and you sharing the journey. But specifically in terms of the Icon Agent program, you mentioned that, you're getting your $16,000 fee cap back once you hit, an Icon Agent. So I just want to dive a little bit more deeper into that. Now, is there any other criteria aside from meeting, this certain sales target in order for you to receive your full fees back in company stock?
Right. So and I guess I do want to give as much information as I can on this video, but obviously I don't want to keep this video too long. But you know what? Let me start by answering the two questions this way. This has to be the number one reason why more and more top producers and top teams, okay, not just single agents where, hey, I just want to join a good brokerage, the future of real estate, and they just starting out. We're talking about them and also the top producers who are willing to give back to the companies who want to have it and help it grow. But ultimately, the Icon Awards is one of the major factor for sure, because you get $16,000 back in your cap fee, back in form of stock. And I have some numbers to share, and hopefully it helps to break down a few things. And to hit Icon, you don't have to do anything different than where you currently working, or the brokerage you're currently at. You just keep doing your production, okay? There's nothing more required from you, okay? And we're talking about if you do roughly about 30 transactions, okay? 30 transactions a year. And because in our Edmonton market is roughly about, I guess an average home price as well, let's say 450,000. 10 of those deals will help you cap, okay? Will help you reach the cap level. And after that, your next 20 deals will allow you to hit Icon status, okay? So there are other small details, but I'm sure you've covered those details in your previous video. So maybe put a link above or in the description there, where some of our viewer can go back and look at it. But basically, everything I've been describing here to hit Icon requires no more than what you have to do currently at your current brokerage. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to do your first deal every year, correct?
Yes.
Of course. So EXP will award you $200 worth of stock when you do your first deal every year. Okay, not just first time ever. Every year, every time you capped, and again every year. If you're going to do 30 deals, chances are you'll cap right around the 10 deals mark. They give you another $400 worth of stock. Okay, and once you cap. So when you do, once you cap and you do 20 more deals, you hit Icon. Now there's a couple other criteria aside from production I'm going to tell you, but they will give you $16,000 back in stock. So in total, it's not 16,000. It's what? $16,600 worth of stock. Insane. And you ask your current broker right now, do they give you anything for doing your first deal? Do they give you anything when you hit your cap? Do they give you anything when you hit a certain production, like here in, for example, Icon production? Okay, right. You are leaving a lot of money on the table when you're not with EXP, and especially when you do this kind of numbers. Now, for those who are not doing these kind of numbers yet, why aren't you? What's holding you back? Really, Is it because you don't have the tools to do it? Is it because your brokerage, at the brokerage, you don't have enough support or the right people around you to help you? Because we all know you are the product of an average of 5 people that you hang around with. I have Andy, I have Joe, and those are 2 of my 5. Okay, so maybe another video I can share with you who my other 3 are. Okay, so maybe you just need to change your environment to bloom, right? And at EXP, I know it helped me, but it gave me every single tools that I ever need, or any agent ever need to succeed and to get the reward when they hit it. Okay, so 16,000, and maybe we can dive in a little bit deeper here. If I remember correctly, back then when I hit my hit icon status 2018 November 1st. Okay, stock price back then is $5.83. Okay, $16,600 worth of stock means I for that year I've been awarded 2,847 shares. Okay, now because those stock were awarded to me, it has to be vested for 3 years, which I was totally fine. And the funny thing is, a lot of agents that I actually spoken to or asked me why I left RE/MAX and joined EXP, and I told them, hey, this icon thing. They said, well, why do you keep it for 3 years? I don't want them to keep my money. Well, it's not your money anyway. They're giving it to you for free. So what are you whining about, right? But then now, fast forward 3 years, November 1st, 2021. So this is a couple of months ago. If you check the stock for that date, it's now at November 1st, 2021, $53.59.
Wow. 10x.
So 10x now is vested for 3 years, right? This is why I said November 1st, 2021. I could decide to cash it in, and the value of 2,847 shares equals to $152,600.
Wow.
And that's given to me for doing exactly I would have done if I was staying at my old brokerage. So the question to a lot of the viewer who's watching this is, if it hit home for you, man, reach out and give us a call. Andy, he'll be your real estate buddy. I will share with you even further in terms of my journey and what has changed my life and changed my real estate career. But that hopefully give you that that glimpse of hope that it is really that good. Okay,
right.
And imagine this: you do this every year, and right now I'm at three-time icon right now. So I'm not saying that by bragging, by just want to brag. It just, I think the truth needs to come out, because it just, for those who've already joined, good on you, because you actually went through all the noise and actually get what you want. Okay, but the problem is, a lot of time, people search for advice from the wrong source. Okay, because if you really think about it, I mean, if you want to learn more about Tesla and you want to buy Tesla, you wouldn't want to go to Ford and ask about Tesla, really, because they're going to sell you the Mark E, the electric car that they have, right? So I mean, if you even understand that analogy, but basically, go to the source, go to the one who actually did it, and I'll be more than happy to answer your call, right?
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah. In terms of numbers, I mean, we can go more deeper in that, but I think it gives you a very, very good glimpse of what that is, right?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Like, I think that everyone joins different brokerages for different reason. And for you, it's because of this Icon Agent program. One of the things that I want to share with the viewers just quickly is EXP does give you a lot of the tools and resources that I mentioned on my previous videos. However, it doesn't take an agent and turn them into a superstar just because they change brokerages, right? They still need to be able to leverage what's given to them. They still need to have, a game plan, a business plan. They still need to grow and find ways to better themselves each and every single day, right? So for you, I believe that because you had an ambition, you had a vision, and you were on a mission that you're like, hey, I belong in this top producing category because of the qualities and the personality that you have and that I know of you had, because I know you had great success in your previous career. And I know, that what it takes to be a great real estate agent. And I think this is just a vehicle that allows you to, take opportunity and take advantage of it and reap the benefits at the end of the day for doing exactly what you decided to join real estate to do, right? Is to serve clients, what I mentioned before. Now, one of the things that I've heard, it's maybe earlier on, even during, my career at EXP, when I first joined, is there were, some people out there that were doubting EXP. And I don't blame them for that, because EXP was considered more of a younger company. Then you don't know if it's going to be like a fly-by-night kind of company where you see them today and tomorrow you're not going to see them in business any longer, right? But they give you company stocks. You mentioned that's a value proposition that they offer agents, right? But what if the stock goes to zero, right? Because there's that chance, right, that it can go to zero.
Yeah.
Then does that mean that it's a benefit? Like, how does that benefit someone that receives these stocks and see it go down to that level?
Well, you know what? I think haters were always going to look for excuses, right? And hey, we need haters in the world, because haters going to hate, and it's only going to tell us that we're heading in the right direction. But it's so true, though. If you are thinking or making this big move, you've got to think of every single scenario and manage your risk that way. So I do want to answer that question directly, and the most directly as possible here is, so what? What if it goes to zero? It goes to zero. We got no control of that. But you already have that point of reference already at your current brokerage. They give you nothing. It's like giving you stock that worth zero. Mm-hmm. Where at least, I mean, that's definitely, was my question, was my concern as well. But once I thought about it, said, you know what? Then, just like as if I never left my last brokerage. So what is really the risk? None. Right. Except for all the gain, all the training that's available to me, all the tools that I actually didn't have to pay. Right. So it's a no question to me. Right.
Right. No, that's fair. Right. Because I've spoken about this topic as well in another video, that there's obviously risk in stocks, and stocks fluctuate. It goes ups and downs as well.
But Andy, there's risk in driving the car to somewhere, to an appointment, showing a house, opening up a house to a stranger. There's risk crossing the street. Even riskier in Edmonton, because the street is so slippery.
Absolutely.
A single thing that we do.
Absolutely, yeah. But it's just something to bear in mind that, hey, yeah, it's something that is there, but you want to make sure that as long as the business and the business model continues to grow and the agents within the business continues to make money, then that would never really happen, right? That the business will go bankrupt and drive the stock price to zero. So, so not really a concern for many agents. It's just something that I think some people, as a worst case scenario, they think about, right? And it's valid, but it's such a minute possibility that, that it could happen. But
I know. Once someone try to run through a scenario, they're going to come up with, what about the brand? They try to, not really try to talk themselves out of this really awesome idea in front of them, because it's too good to be true. You naturally, you tend to do that. But again, I would encourage you to reach out to the person who or the people who actually did it and say, hey, really, is that really what it is? Because
Right.
they can't really trick you, because if you moved over, how much does it cost to really leave EXP? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. Like, I mean, if you go for some reason is not what you want, but this is why, hey, go to the right source, and like, we've been through it, so come to us. Really, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to tell you more about it. But I can say that there's always new excuses, because at first, like, oh, EXP, nobody knows about. Well, no, we're big now, so they're always going to find more excuses to say EXP is no good. Or again, if you want to validate and see if it's really that good or it's good for you, because I think one of the newest challenge, I guess, or I call it an excuse, because it was never a challenge for me, and excuse, it's if you want to make it up, it will be there, right? But if you choose not to let it bother you, it won't be an excuse. It will allow you to move forward and make that action. So one of the newest excuses, oh, you know what, my broker, I'm loyal to him, he's or her, they've been treating me really well. Well, you know what, that's true, because I think we are human, and it's part of I guess, at least for me anyway, loyalty is huge. Okay. But then which loyalty is better? Loyalty to your broker or loyalty to your own family? If you're leaving that much money on the table for not leaving a certain broker because you are more loyal to that broker, and not taking this reward back to your home, to your family, and say, hey, let's have a better life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are loyal to your broker, but you are being disloyal to your family. Make sure that's clear, because I'm sure if your broker really cares about you and you make the move that's better for your family, they should give you more respect because of that, because they would do the same for them, for their own family. There's
Right.
a reason why they talk you into staying, because that is loyal to their own family, right? So just make sure it's clear. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever the excuse is, I call it all excuses, because there's no other reason why you would not at least give EXP a try, or at least give us a call and say, hey, tell me more about this. Does it work for me? What we'll be more than happy to share more with you, right? So be
Yeah.
careful of that loyalty feeling. You gotta be careful who you should be loyal to.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like loyalty is definitely something that obviously ideally you want to be at the brokerage that you're loyal to as well, and that they serve you and you're able to fulfill that loyalty to your family. So you have to find that balance, right? And I think the key thing is for those that you are watching is at least get the information from the right source and know what you're saying no to, right? At the end of the day, I don't think it's a one
Yeah,
size
very
fit all. I
true.
mentioned it. EXP is not a one size fit all brokerage. That's why really getting to understand your goals, what you're trying to accomplish, how you're currently getting there, and the vehicle that you're taking to get there, right? Is that the most efficient? Is that effective? Does that work towards you getting there either faster or more efficiently? Those are things that you can only be the one that can judge and kind of decide for yourself, right? And that has to play a lot with comfort, has to play a lot with understanding, right? Usually a confused mind would choose to do nothing. So I'm very analytical. I know David's very analytical as well. Just to understand all the information before making a decision is very key. And that's why asking questions and asking the right questions, hopefully we're providing you with some of the questions that you may have when you're thinking about EXP or making perhaps a transition that you would be asking, right? Any brokerage that you're planning to interview or have an interest to pursue, right? So, David, the next question I want to ask you is, why do you think EXP Realty has come up with this business model in the way that it's making shareholders out of agents, or the other way? How come they're making agents shareholders, right, of this company? What's the purpose of that based on your understanding?
Well, it's almost like hindsight is 2020. We know that it works, so I think it's quite obvious that I think more question the question is like, why wouldn't they do business like this? Why wouldn't more brokerages do business like this? Because it owners cares. Like I I I know that the more I put into this company, the longer I stay here, the more I help it to grow, and they reward me for making me a bigger shareholder. Why wouldn't that work? Like really, it should work 100% of the time. So and I'm thankful that I'm being an agent in this day and age with an option as a broker option like this, right? A brokerage option like this where I can choose to join EXP and be ahead of the curve and serve my clients better, just simply because all the tools and it's not just the icon and the money back, but it's just, my goodness, like all the tools that I would have to go search for myself, and it's there. And EXP just want to make me a bigger shareholder whenever possible, right? So
Yeah, I think that
that's my take on it. But if you ask Glenn Sanford, I know his reason. His reason is to make sure that he create a brokerage that is sustainable in any economic condition, because he created this platform, and as a matter of fact, he created EXP and utilized the platform from other brokerage before, I believe from KW. But then what motivated him to do this, being cloud-based though, is right after the meltdown, the financial meltdown in 2008, right, where a lot of brokerages just basically went under because they can't afford all the expensive leases of the buildings and this and that, and he made it cloud-based. So therefore, we're here today, and we do our business on the cloud. And and then Glenn Sanford has all the profit to share back with us and make us a bigger shareholder. So it's working. So that's all I can say.
That's awesome. Like, I think the takeaway there is, I kind of alluded to it before, is, there's the vesting period, as you have explained, of 3 years. And I think that's a great way of retention in terms of agents, right? And I think that now that you have a vested stake in the company, you continuously want it to grow because it directly has a impact on the share price, EXPI, right? And that will directly reflect out of your portfolio at the end of the day, because a lot of times real estate agents don't have, I mentioned this numerous times, an exit strategy or retirement plan. They kill what they eat what they kill. And at the same time, a lot of it is, if they don't sell real estate, or if they decide not to sell real estate tomorrow, then they stop getting paid. And I think that with having this retention tool, because a lot of times we're human at the end of the day, right? Some of us don't have all the discipline as a sophisticated investor, where they're able to put money aside, have a retirement plan where they know where the money is flowing, right? Whenever they collect their commission check. And this way, it forces you, in a sense, right, to have this piggy bank that is vested for 3 years, and you watch it go up and down, right? Because it's a stock. But at the end of the day, you're hopefully looking in the long term, when with time kind of factoring in, that you'll be better off than, when those shares were initially kind of offered to you. But even if it wasn't, if it was roughly around the same value, that's still 16,000, right? Of that year that you became an icon agent or been awarded stocks. So I think that's a great way of for Glenn, the founder of EXP, to have that as a retention tool. So that's really great. Now, last question that I have for you, David, for today in this video is, and some people have asked this, is it too late to join EXP Realty now that the stock is trading over $40?
You know what? And you know what? If you check again tomorrow, it might be less, it might be more. Really, the best time for you to join would be basically today. I mean, you know, what are you really waiting for though? I mean, once you join EXP, you have a chance to actually be an owner. No different than how we help our buyers buy properties and say, be an owner, don't be a renter. And for us to stay at a brokerage where they force you and not make you force you to be a renter so that they can reap the benefit from you. Why not go somewhere else that they actually make you an owner? So, hey, stock prices, I personally don't want to pay attention to that because it's been 4 years. Imagine I watch that every day, I would go crazy, even though certain time where I do watch it every day, but because it's my baby, it's something that I never had before, right? But hey, it could be $20 tomorrow and it could be $80 the next day. Really, the only matter is hey, by the time that you want to cash out to do something that's life-changing, you have it. And that's when it will matter the most to you. So in order to build that up, you got to start right away. When is the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. But when's the next best time to do it? Today, right? So, you've been holding off just because you haven't got the right information. Hey, reach out to us. We can clear up a lot of fogginess out there that being, manipulated or made up by potentially your own broker just to try to keep you there. So that's, because I experienced that myself when I told my broker that I was going to make the switch. He did give me a big scare, but then, I knew what I wanted. I knew that there's no losing here if I do this. And that's why, and I'm lucky I made that decision. So I want that to be your decision as well, and your future, right? So
that's awesome. Thank you so much, David, for joining us today and obviously sharing with everyone here about your experience of being an icon agent, obviously your real estate journey as well, and why you decided to transition over to EXP Realty. For those that are watching who is a top producer or maybe aspiring to be one, if you have more questions, like David I mentioned, please feel free to reach out. I'll provide my information in the comment box below. Again, this channel is for us to learn from each other, to mastermind, collaborate, how-tos and inspirational stories, and anything that we can motivate each other to be better real estate agents to serve our clients. So again, thank you so much, David. If anyone out there, again, if you want to reach out to David as well, I'm going to provide his information below in the comment box. If you have any specific questions in regards to the Icon Agent program that he never covered here, or maybe don't have the time to cover, maybe something specific that you wanted to ask him, I'm going to provide his information as well. But again, if you guys found value, and if you guys want to learn more about anything else in terms of EXP or real estate in general, make sure you comment back below, and I'll make sure my next upcoming videos, I'll look into the topic for you and I'll make a video for that. But other than that, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Make sure that you comment, share. Most importantly, please subscribe. Because I upload frequently. So until next time, remember to unleash your potential. Thanks again, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.